Your heritage is in this Bible, man. Your heritage didn't just start when you was brought over here. Your heritage didn't start with Christopher Columbus. Your heritage didn't start when these people took your land. Your heritage goes way back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You are the true kings and princesses on the earth. And it's high time you come back, man, so we can get salvation, man. Get out of these false religions. Islam ain't the way. Christianity definitely ain't the way, man. Where they tell you you can do whatever you think you want. Now you got a new pope up there. What do you think he's going to give you? What kind of radical, wicked laws you think he's going to give you, man? What kind of homosexual laws you think he's going to give you, man? Right? People crying because the damn pope died, man. He ain't never did nothing for you or your people, man. Doesn't he teach the doctrine of the discovery, right? They just go around discovering lands, and that's their doctrine, right? So if they took about a sword, they can have it, man. That's madness, man. That's stealing, man. You see that? And that wasn't ordained by the Heavenly Father, man. You see that? And we were given judgments, man, but these people went too far. They went too far. They castrated our people. They hung our people. They used their body parts to make wallets, right? They destroyed our young. They didn't have no pity for the young or the old, man. Just like the priest was going into, that's why they attack you from behind. That's why they give you bad food. That's why they give you bad religion. Because they know one-on-one they can't deal with you, man.
What's up, YouTube? Top Flight USA, back with another one. How you doing, Jessica?
Pretty good. I'm just glad it stopped freaking raining.
Right. It's been raining for the last, what?
2 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
Non-stop?
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Wet. Well, me and my fiance mostly stayed in the tent all day.
Right. Does the rain come through the tent?
No.
Okay. Do y'all got it, like, shelter over the tent?
Yeah, we got tarped off and everything.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to see that one day, man. Y'all should take me to y'all tent so I could see, like, how y'all living.
Right.
He was talking about the tent that y'all had was damaged.
Yeah. Somebody came up and slit the tent, so we had to go get a new one for shelter.
Okay, and he also mentioned wear and tear over time.
Yeah, the poles were snapping, everything was snapping.
It was pretty much time for a new one.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, after the interview I did with your, should we call him your husband or fiance?
Fiance.
You mentioned you talked to your baby.
Yeah, we got to see my youngest child a couple weeks ago, so it was a good experience. He got to see him, he got to meet him, and as soon as the baby saw my fiance, he just went straight to him.
Wow. And that's not his baby, right?
No, he's basically the stepdad.
And have that baby ever seen him before?
No.
Wow. So that was like kind of like a spiritual thing almost. Like the baby knew, okay, to go to him.
Right.
That's pretty cool. How did you feel when you got to see your baby?
Pretty excited.
Okay. How long has it been since you seen him at that point?
Almost a month.
Wow. And how old is your baby?
6 months, about to be 7.
Okay. And you have a boy or a girl?
Boy.
What's his name?
Bryden.
Okay. All right, Bryden. Is he growing pretty fast?
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up. Well, I'm glad you got to see your baby. I know you felt pretty good about that.
Right.
All right. So what else been going on with you?
Not much, just got my job back at Steak Escape in Crabtree Valley Mall.
Okay. You mentioned you got your job back.
Yeah,
You said it's inside the mall.
yeah.
Okay. When did you get your job back?
Last weekend.
Okay. So how much are you working?
2 days out of the week. I just work the weekends. I only make $8 an hour.
Okay. Well, that's better than nothing. 2 days a week. So it's like a part-time job.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think the manager will put you on full-time?
Probably not. There's too many people there.
Okay. So it's a lot of employees.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess you can use that job as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
You know, work that job until you find something else. You know, that's what's up. That's good news. How are you getting to your job?
By bus,
Okay, and how long is the bus ride?
about 30 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad. It's kind of far a little bit,
Yeah.
but a 30-minute ride, that's not too bad. Especially when you're only going 2 days of the week.
Right.
Okay, you seen your baby, you got your job back. That's good news. Okay, so life is lifing right now for you.
Yes.
You're doing your mother thing, you're doing your wife thing. That's what's up. I'm excited for you. Let's talk about some resources. I run into a lot of people that need resources here in Raleigh. I'm fairly new to the city, so I don't know all the resources, but I know quite a bit. Is there a lot of food resources here in Raleigh?
Yes, you got the Raleigh Rescue Mission, which is on right here next to the bus station. And then on Tuesdays, it's called the Dream Center, and it's off of Capitol Boulevard. And then you got the Salvation Army that feeds Monday through Friday.
Okay, let's break those schedules down. The first one you mentioned.
The Raleigh Rescue Mission,
Yes.
they feed 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, and they feed at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then 3.
Okay, so that's a good resource.
Yes.
Monday through Friday, 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's by the bus depot.
Right.
Okay, the second one you mentioned.
Dream Center is only on Tuesdays. You can get clothes there. You know, you can get help if you need, you need to get off of drugs or alcohol. They help you with that. They help you with clothes, all the resources that you need are there.
You can find it, and that's the Dream Center.
Yes.
Okay, the third one, the Salvation Army.
Salvation Army is an emergency shelter for families. You have to be up there at 5:30 if you need somewhere to sleep and you have kids.
Okay, and 5:30 a.m., p.m.
p.m. And then they also feed at 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Okay, and that Salvation Army, do they take men and women?
They only take women and children.
Women and children.
Mm-hmm.
And which Salvation Army is that?
One off of Capitol Boulevard.
Across from the Greyhound station?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So that's a resource for women and children. And you have to be there by 5:30 p.m. Is it a situation where you have to like call them first?
No,
or?
you just show up and tell them that you need, you're new and you need somewhere to got your kids and you have nowhere to sleep.
Okay, that's a very good resource. Do you have? Excuse me. Do you have to have children, or can you just be a woman?
You must have children to stay there.
Okay. Well, that's a good resource, especially for women with kids. Any other resources you could think of? We have the women's shelter on New Bern.
Oh, you mean Women's Center?
The women's center. Yes. Have you been there before?
Yes, it's a day center that feeds breakfast and lunch, and you can get to-go trays at 2 o'clock. And then once, also the women's shelter is on 2nd Street. You have to take 2 buses to get there. You got to take the 6 to the 23 out, and a long freaking bus ride, but it's worth it.
Okay. That's the women's center on 2nd Street.
That's the women's shelter.
The shelter where they can sleep.
Yeah.
And what's the rules to that facility?
Only been there once. I really don't know.
Okay, what time do you have to be there? Do you have to call them, or?
You best show up at 4 o'clock
PM?
p.m. just the way you can get, you're there and you can actually get into a bed.
Okay. These shelters, do you have to have identification?
No.
Okay. So you could just show up in person.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's very good resources. Anything else you could think of? I know they feed here at the park, right here across the street. Some days. It's usually on the weekends, right?
Right.
Okay. And is it certain times? Do you know the times?
Not offhand.
Okay. Is that the only spot that feeds right here at the park?
It's Sunday nights at 4 to 6 o'clock. You got Miss Johanna. It's called Church in the Woods. They feed up by the bus station.
Okay.
They give us snacks, water, and if you need a home verification letter, she can write it right there on the spot for you.
And what's that you just mentioned?
A home verification letter. It is a verification that you are homeless and you need help getting your stuff.
Okay, so that letter can possibly help a person that don't have identification?
Get your ID, your social security card, your birth certificate, anything you need. Well, you can get with that piece of paper.
Me and your fiance was talking about that last time on the last video, and he was talking about the struggles of getting that letter. Is it a big struggle, or is it just time consuming?
It is very time consuming because it's a hit or miss. You can go to Oak City on Thursdays to get it, or you can wait until Sunday to get it from her.
Okay, so Thursdays and Sundays. Thursday at Oak City, and Sunday, what's the lady name?
Miss Johanna.
Miss Johanna with, what's the
Church
name?
in the Woods.
Church in the Woods. You can get the letter to help you with your ID and your social security card.
Right.
That's very good information. See, look at that. Jessica, okay. You know the city like the back of your hand.
I've been here since 2015, so yeah, I do.
And you have had a lot of resources here in the city.
Yes.
I hear people talking about a women's shelter off Glenwood, like healing transition.
Women's HT, yeah. You got to take the 6 and the 27L to get to the HT. It's
Okay.
in bumfuck Egypt, but
It's what?
it's in bumfuck Egypt. It's like way out of the way. So if you miss that bus, you're screwed.
Okay, and that facility is off of Glenwood,
Yeah.
and it's for women only.
Yes.
And that's a shelter where they can sleep.
Yes.
Do you know the rules?
No, I've never been to that women's HT.
Okay, so we should advise whoever need that resource to call first.
Yes.
Okay. That's what's up, Jessica. This was a good video. I like it. You got to see your son. How old is your son?
6 months, about to be 7.
Okay. You got to see your 6-month-old. You got your job back. It's not paying that much, but it's better than nothing.
Right.
And you're working part-time.
All right.
Okay. So you're bringing in a little bit of money right now.
Right.
That's a good thing. And you told us a lot of resources that's here in the city for women and children, mostly, and some food resources.
Yep.
Do you know any shelters for men?
You got the men's HT, which is off of Maywood Avenue, and then Second Street also housing men too.
2nd Street Salvation Army?
No, Second Street is the one I was talking about with the, you have to take 2 buses to get. They also house men too.
And what's the name of that facility?
It's called Second Street Shelter. I don't know really the name of it.
Okay.
They just opened up like a couple months ago because the one that we were staying at shut down because they were tearing down the building.
Okay.
To build freaking more apartments.
Yeah, they're building apartments everywhere. So the rent is going up. It's going up a lot.
A lot.
Like I was looking up something the other day because I don't stay in Raleigh, but I was thinking about moving out here. In a 3-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood, it's almost $3,000 a month.
Yeah. It's expensive, and then next thing you know, you also have to have 3 times the rent and a good credit score.
Right. So they want you to make $10,000 a month just to stay there. Then they want to charge you $3,000 every single month.
Right.
That's crazy. You might as well buy a house.
For much, or a small trailer.
Exactly. Okay, Jessica. This was a good interview. We got a lot of resources in this interview. I hope everything keeps going well for you. Your job, that's a good thing. Your baby. I hope you keep progressing. That's what I got from this interview. I got from this interview that you're progressing and you're moving on up. I appreciate you doing the interview. God bless you. All right.